Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's game review. Today we're going to be reviewing a game called The Longest Journey. Um, this was an interesting game. It's actually a three-part series. Yeah, three parts. You got The Longest Journey, Dreamfall, and then Chapters. Um, this was released in 2000 and I played the PC. I still have the PC version of it. The only one I have. So what is this game? Well, it's what I call a point and click adventure. Some people call it a pixel finding. Um, what's another uh, a item gathering game. Basically, the way that you play this game is you'll enter a scene or an area, and when you're in that area, you'll want to scan the entire area for anything that you can interact with and pick it up. A gatherathon, something like that. I don't remember all these new names they have for this stuff, but basically it's you gather up all the items and then you combine your items to solve puzzles. Now I've read two different uh, reviews of this game, and they both had the same issue in that respect. They're like, there's no way to get through these puzzles without a walkthrough. And of all the puzzles in this game, the only one that I had to brute force was the puzzle underwater where you have like three figurines, if you want to call them that. They're triangle things that have different pictures on each side of it. And then you have three pedestals. And those figurines, those vases, whatever you want to call them, go on each of the pedestals in a particular direction to solve the puzzle. They give you the answer to one of them in the game. And I'm guessing that there's a way to figure out what the other two by the pattern recognition, math, something, I don't know. That's not how I did it. I just brute forced it. Since I knew what one of them was, I put that one where it belongs in the direction that it belongs. And then I just tried the other two, in one position and then flipped them and flipped them around and then did them in all the other positions until it worked. It took a couple hours, but it worked. I mean, not the best way that I would suggest solving puzzles, but I'm willing to bet that if I really looked through all of the underwater areas, I probably would have found the answers are the what the positions and pictures on the other two should have been. Um, like I said, that regardless, that these people who reviewed this obviously played it with a walkthrough, and that really takes away from this kind of game. And what I mean by that is this game itself, it truly is not very long. Um, if you knew how to play it and just played through it, you'd probably get through it in 10, 15 hours. And most of that is going to be clicking through dialogue, if you actually read it. But part of this game is also going back and forth. You're supposed to go back and forth many times and pick up just little bits of information each time while it explains more and more to you and it opens up more and more and you start to realize more and more what all of these different things are meant to do and how they're meant to do it. And anyway, I found this game to be very interesting. Not because of the story itself. The story itself is very basic. You are the chosen one. Or are you? Ooh, mystery. Um, of course you are. You are the chosen one. And the game leaves that open all the way to the end. It's never resolved in that respect. Um, what did I like about this game? The best things that I could say that this game had to offer was its unique characters and how you interact with them. The Flipper is a cool character. Oh my god. He's one of the most memorable characters in this whole game. Um, the Old Man by the Sea with his box and stories. Stories that, for the most part, you never get to hear because, yeah. Yes, you gotta love the old man stories. Um, the ship captain is a interesting character. Um, oh, who are those mole people? I don't know, but you do have a very interesting interaction with the mole people. I'm not good with names, so I can't remember what their names were. And a creature of darkness, I guess you could call it, that eats the mole people. Um, and then you have everything else. I mean, the characters that you would, you know, I'm not even going to say it that way. I'm going to say the characters that these reviews pull out of the game as the most interesting and whatever characters I found to just be part of the story and background. Um, Cortez, for instance, he doesn't become an interesting character until the basically the end of the game. Um, and you're left wondering who he is through the whole thing. The bad guy in this, you want to call him that, is he, uh, forgettable. Is the easiest way to put it. He's forgettable. Um, Clax, even though you spend a lot of time in his castle and a lot of time on the puzzles to get through his castle, he himself is a very basic character. I had more fun with the stone guy outside the castle that's just meant to open the door than I did with Clax himself. He just wasn't that interesting, truly. Then you have your friends from, you know, you got two worlds separated by a dimensional barrier in this game. So you got your friends that you grew up with, and then all the people that you meet in the new world. Um, your friends are forgettable. It's beneficial at the end of the game to keep them in the loop, so to speak, but they're truly forgettable. the guy you work for at the bar is more interesting than they are. Oh, this game is odd to say the least. Um, then you have that the one-eyed cop, and there's some interesting story that goes with this guy, and you get him in a lot of trouble. Oh my God, the amount of trouble that you get that man in. Um, and then of course you have the receptionist at the police station. She's there to drive you crazy with bureaucracy. Then you have the state workers, you know. Um, there is just so much in this game. Oh my God. Obviously, whoever wrote this game has also had a problem with state workers like I have, and the types of work that they do, and what we're forced to pay for. Um, then you have, of course, the news, the fake news media that is in this game, and they're portrayed as the fake news media in this game. What else is in this game that I found interesting, to say the least? Well, truly, I think that's about it. It does have some pretty. It does have some pretty. Yeah, that was my phone. It does have some pretty interesting um, tie-ins to the real world around us. But in truth, all of those tie-ins just serve to make the world more relatable, understandable, to establish a connection with the player. So, what is my review of The Longest Journey? It's one of the more interesting games I've ever played. I enjoy the storyline. I enjoy the banter between the player and the characters within the game. And I find that this is it's got an interesting story, even though it is a basic story. I mean, it's an isekai. I got transported to another world, and this is what happened to me. Um, but other than that, I mean, it really is a fun story. And like I said, there are two more games that are attached to this. Um, and I will do reviews on those games as well. I don't want to put them in with this game and do anything with that because truly the next two games have nothing really to do with this one. I mean, other than on a very topical way. So we'll discuss that when we get there. All right. That's my review for the day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.